This is the gatekeeper obstacle at the beginning of the trail. I initially attempted to drive it without a spotter and damaged my rear quarter panel, but once I waited for Larry McRae to come back and spot me through it, I got through with no problems. After finishing the gatekeeper obstacle, it's not a very long drive to the next obstacle that's referred to as the squeeze. That's where you get to rub your windshield frame against a rock and potentially your rear roll cage as well. The buggy in front of me was built by Essentially Off-Road, and then in front of him is Larry McRae's Daddy Longlegs build as well. So next is the squeeze. So the next obstacle is the squeeze. The line is generally to take it low until right before the end and then turn sharply uphill to avoid significant rubbing of your rig against the driver's side on the wall. Unfortunately for a full-bodied rig like mine, it's a little tight and it requires some help from some friends. There you see in front of me Jeremy from Krawler, who helped with some others push away. And then on the passenger side, there were a few who grabbed a recovery strap and pulled my rig away from the wall as well.
Sorry, it's surgically repaired. Got an Atlas? No. You're gonna get your windshield frame, man. You're cool with it, all right? You already got it once.
I already got one.
Perfect.
Can I line up, back up, and line up again?
No, you're not bad.
You're just about around the
Yeah, you're almost done.
That's exciting to get the drop.
Yeah. Do you have a strap? You want us to pull from the uphill side?
Yeah.
You got a strap?
Yeah.
Send it.
There we go. light's way in here, the light know when it comes up. No cover.
So after having kissed my windshield frame against the driver's side of the squeeze, learning from Larry McRae that a rigid light mount would cover it for me, I was headed off to the next obstacle, which is called Break Over Rock. There are several different lines that you can take. I chose to take the right side line and straddle the hole, the notch right there. So after having successfully completed the Break Over Rock obstacle and being told that I did it like a boss, which I understand is a good thing, I headed towards a parking space on my way to the next obstacle. This next area here in front of Break Over Rock is the longest distance between the major obstacles on Upper Helldorado. I'll drive up and park, and then we'll go the rest of the way to the waterfall. Since this is a little bit longer of a drive, we'll go ahead and run this at double speed for you. AreaBFE is privately owned land that's open to the public at no charge, 365 days a year. They do this in order to promote off-roading, and it also protects them from liability because they don't charge. However, they do accept donations. There's a donations box as you enter AreaBFE where you're not obliged to but welcome to give a donation to the facility in order for them to be able to improve it and cover their expenses. Also on days like this day, where Krawler magazine sponsored the day, Krawler magazine makes a generous donation to AreaBFE as well as carries event insurance in case there are any problems during the day. AreaBFE actually ends right before or at the waterfall, is my understanding, and recently the BLM gave AreaBFE a permit formally to be able to drive and exit from the waterfall obstacle onto the Strike Ravine Trail that's on BLM land. So even with a RIP supercharged two-door JK with a 99-inch wheelbase stretched a little bit, there's no way that my rig would make the waterfall without using a winch. So I drove up and lifted my wheels a little bit and then let Larry know that this was the point that I was going to be winching from. I have a Warren Power Plant 9,500 pound winch on the front of my Jeep. It has a fairly fast line speed, and so I let it do most of the work pulling me up while I also had my ARB lockers engaged and drove along to help out the winch. So helping with the winching there, that's the sPod guy. who helped me line up and refed my winch line in and directed me past the top of the waterfall.
Good job.
So at this point, the essentially off-road buggy had gone ahead and finished the trail and returned to the regular parking area, and I was about to drive and catch up to Larry's Daddy Longlegs rig and the other blue Poison Spyder built rig, and we drove out of AreaBFE through the Strike Ravine Trail. This is a fun, tight little section of the trail, but given how tight it is and the location of the rocks, it's kind of easy to get hung up a little bit. But it makes it a lot more fun because you got to figure out where you're going to put each of your 4 tires as you're driving through, and you get to occasionally lift a tire a little bit, so lockers are necessary here as well. We'll go double speed here as well to quicken things up. So this is pretty much the end of the trail. Up ahead where you see the 2 Poison Spyder rigs is essentially a dirt road that takes you back to the AreaBFE camping area, and then following that is a picture of Larry McRae of Poison Spyder, Cliff, a friend of mine who drove his Juggy through the trail, and myself.